I know we have some visitors from other places, for the support you've given me over the years. It really is an honor to serve in Congress. It was an honor to serve in the North Carolina Senate. As I think many of you know, when I ran for the Senate and took that seat, no Republican had ever won that district. And we turned this district around so that now we have primaries in this district. And I'm thrilled that I've had the opportunity to do that and work all my life to help the Republican Party get built in North Carolina. It is wonderful to see the majority. The legislature, I think, has done a fantastic job since 2011 in terms of what it has done for the state of North Carolina. And I'm extremely proud of what the legislature has done. Have they done all they could do? Yes, I think in the present circumstances they have. But are they going to do more? They certainly are. Just like the Congress. I want to join Anne Marie too. I want to thank Anne Marie and all the people who had a part in putting on this event. But also I was going to thank all the former commissioners also here. Many of you I've served with over the years, and all of the former elected officials here. You have done a wonderful job in terms of turning this county around, and I appreciate you very much. And Perry, merging the Yates and the Templeton families was one of the great things that happened in this county, I want to tell you, because it got the Templetons so much more involved with it, and it's wonderful that they've done that. I'm just going to say a couple of things about my record. Like the other folks here who've been in office before, we have a record to stand on, and I'm very proud of my record. I've served on the Education Committee in the Congress since I was elected, and recently we were able to pass the rewrite of the Elementary and Secondary Education Act. Passed in 1965. We wrote it, made the greatest changes that have ever been made, and we eliminated Common Core. We eliminated Common Core. So we've done that. I'm chairing the Higher Education Subcommittee, and I hope to have the opportunity to continue to serve on the Education Committee in the next session of Congress in the majority. And I would have the opportunity to serve as the chairman of that committee. It would be the first time any Republican from North Carolina has ever had the opportunity to chair a committee in the House of Representatives. I didn't know that until recently, and Patrick McHenry told me that. So that's pretty good for a young woman who grew up in a house in Avery County with no electricity and no running water, I think. But it shows what people from the mountains can do with a little help from their friends. I voted about 65 times to eliminate Obamacare, about 65 times. And last week, we voted to override the president's veto of our turning out Obamacare. Of course, we don't have enough members in the House to override his veto, and the Senate doesn't have enough members to override the veto. So we're stuck with it until we get a Republican president. That's what we have to have. I'm a life member of the NRA. I think that says a lot. I've always been endorsed by the NRA. I make no apologies to anyone for my support of the Second Amendment, the First Amendment, all of them. Especially the 10th Amendment, which says if the federal government, if it wasn't outlined in the Constitution for the federal government to do, then by golly, it shouldn't be done at the federal level. I'm a huge supporter of the 10th Amendment. And you know, even though I might be able to chair the Education Committee, if God put me in charge, I'd get the federal government out of education tomorrow. because it has no business being in education. And Ron knows that, and we agree on that. I've been endorsed by every pro-life group, national pro-life group in the country from the time I was first endorsed. All of the pro-life folks. I have a 100% voting record on pro-life issues. Now you may hear some things that aren't like what I'm telling you, but let me go on my website, check out my voting record. I almost never miss a vote. I have one of the best voting records in the Congress. So you can see I don't avoid the tough issues. I'm there for the tough issues. If you turn on your TV, you'll see me speaking at least once or twice a week on the floor. They asked me to preside 3 or 4 times a week. I could preside every day because they like my presiding, because I am tough when I'm in the chair. But I don't have time to preside every day because you all come to visit me, and if I'm presiding, if I'm sitting, we call it being in the chair, then I don't have time to talk with you. So I devote my life to you, and I'll continue to do that if you re-elect me. That's the promise I'll make. I'll continue to do what I've done for over 20 years in state and national elected office. And I'll do that as long as the Lord chooses to lead me there. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
And now we'll cut the lights and a short